Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andrew from AR Media. In tonight's video, I want to do a 4K UHD Blu-ray backlog. Now, over the last couple of months, there are a lot of 4K Blu-rays, and I haven't gotten a chance to review all of them. So in this one, I'm going to go over some 4K Blu-rays that I missed along the way, go over the digital intermediate, how the movie was briefly, but just go over these very briefly and very quickly. So let's get to it, guys. So this is in no particular order, but first up we got Lone Survivor. Now this is a true story, and this is a 2K digital intermediate upscale to 4K. And this is a war story, and if you like war stories, this is a very good one. Now this is a true story, and Mark Wahlberg stars in it, and I would say if you like Deepwater Horizon or Patriots Day, this is recommended movie-wise. Picture quality-wise, this was very good. It was a digitally shot movie, so the clarity and sharpness here is very good. Very detailed images, especially on the landscapes, and the color and HDR usage was very good on this disc as well. Highly recommended, especially considering this is pretty low asking price, usually around $15 to $16. Next up we have Mayhem. Now this one kind of flew under the radar, and this wasn't released in theaters as far as I can tell, but so what this movie is about, it is about a virus that unleashes in an office building, and the office building locks down, and basically everybody starts killing each other. And this movie is absolute mayhem, like the title suggests. It's a lot of fun, doesn't take itself too seriously, and overall really enjoyed the movie. Definitely recommend it. Now this is a 2K digital intermediate upscale to 4K, and this does not have HDR, so you're not going to really be buying this for the picture quality, but this was, I believe, $1 or $2 more than the Blu-ray, so I do recommend picking it up because the movie is a lot of fun in itself. Next up we have Patriots Day. So like I said before, just like Lone Survivor, so again this is a true story of the Boston bombing, and this was definitely a tragedy in the US, and this movie definitely handled the subject matter very well. Again, this stars Mark Wahlberg, and a movie I highly recommend. I really enjoyed this movie. It's a very sad movie, but I did enjoy the movie and how it was told. So this is also a 2K digital intermediate upscale to 4K, but this is a really nice presentation. I must say the detail on this is very good. It is a nice uptick here. Not as good as Lone Survivor, and the thing is with the HDR here, I will say it's not nearly as bright as Lone Survivor, and the source material is pretty bright. Like, don't get me wrong, the vests and all that in this movie will pop off the screen, but Lone Survivor, the HDR definitely boasts way more of its potential. Next up we have E.T. Now E.T. I didn't get a chance to fully review, but this is a 4K digital intermediate, and this looks fantastic, and this is just an absolute classic movie. I feel like I don't even have to go over this one. This is just pure 80s goodness. I mean, I absolutely love this movie. This was a staple in my childhood. I watched it countless times, and it looks as good as ever on the 4K format. And if you can, pick up this cool limited edition, but the lenticular slipcover if you can. Next up we got Independence Day Resurgence, and I'm going to be honest, I really did not like this movie at all, and I did not like the transfer at all. So this is a 2K digital intermediate upscale to 4K, and I did not notice too much an improvement here. And then when we get to the HDR usage, I feel like there really wasn't much. It's a very bleak color palette. There are not many bright colors used, and overall this disc just did not impress me at all. And yeah, this is just one that I do not throw in the player very often. Next up we got American Made. Now this one actually I picked up, I watched, and I just didn't get a chance to review. And this is a 2K digital intermediate as well, upscaled to 4K. We get a nice increase in detail. We get a full screen image on this, which is nice. And the picture quality is pretty good. I mean, you get a sepia tone throughout the movie. It's not the brightest and most colorful movie, but it does have its HDR scenes. Now the movie itself I wasn't a huge fan of, but I may have to rewatch this one and revisit and reevaluate my thoughts on the movie itself. The picture quality though was pretty good, but nothing to write home about. And last but not least, we have Snatched. So this is a comedy with Goldie Hawn and Amy Schumer, and I know that comedies aren't very popular in the 4K genre, But I did buy this one. This is a 2K digital intermediate upscale to 4K, and I actually found this movie pretty funny. I'm not the biggest fan of Amy Schumer at all, and I thought this was actually one of her better performances. I thought them as a comedic duo is pretty funny, and this is a digitally shot movie, so you get a nice crystal clear image, and again, the HDR in all these comedies really pops, especially in the Caribbean landscape that they're in. So anyway, guys, this was just a backlog of all these 4Ks that I have piled up that I didn't get a chance to review. I'm going to be doing a retro review soon, and that's going to be 4K Blu-rays that I purchased actually before I started this channel. I didn't want to include any of those in here, but that video is coming up. So anyway, guys, let me know down below if you saw any of these, if you like any of these, if you hate any of these, and I'll see you in the next one.